Hi, I'm Chelsea. Not often. No, not often. And I regret that because within a second, my mind is off running and I forget my dream. Well, I lost my daughter to brain cancer when she was 9.5. So I'm always looking for dreams with her in them because people say that's when they visit you. One of those I remember being down on Pacific Avenue and I saw Maya. And so I called her dad. I'm like, quick, hurry, Maya's here. I don't remember like the whole thing, but it was just so exciting to think that she was visiting, like really visiting. You know, I thought she was, but yeah. Well, I'm kind of a world traveler. So on my list right now, I'm very excited about
World traveler.
I've been to about 105 countries and 6 continents, so I still need to go to Australia. I'm probably going to go to Algeria in September. I'm going to Spain with my stepson, and then I can take a boat across to Algeria. So I'm excited about that. I've never been to Algeria. I've been to Morocco and Tunisia, but not Algeria. And I really would love to go to the Istans, you know, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, all those ones. So I will get there. I also want to go to Iran and Iraq. So I have a lot of dreams, but they're mainly travel dreams. I just love traveling. So as long as I can. I'm 66 now, and you know, you never know. But I went traveling with my grandma when she was in her 80s, and we went to 33 countries together. And now that I'm 66, I wonder, wait, what was I thinking? You know, my poor grandma. I would be like, run, the train's coming, you know. And she was always like, why couldn't we leave earlier? You know, but now I leave earlier. I like to get to the airport a few hours early. I like that feeling. Instead of like, oh my God, there's a red light. Will I make it? You know, I hate that now. So, yeah. But I like to just kind of travel alone and make friends on the road and stay in hostels, and I travel light and cheap. I just went to Antarctica a few months ago, and Paraguay. I went to Carnival in northern Argentina, and I visited my good friend.
My country.
I visited Graciela's family in Tucumán finally, so that was really nice. And yeah, those are my dreams. Well, I'm a landlady, and I like to think that I'm a nice one. You know, I've owned my properties long enough that I can be generous with the price of the rents. And so my tenants become my friends, and they stay long term, and I feel like that's a good service that I provide, although the hard part is I'm constantly being contacted to see if I have anything available. And unfortunately, I'll say, I'm sorry, everything is rented, and I kind of have a waiting list. I think that's important, but also I like to think of myself a little bit as a philanthropist. You know, I do have some girls in school around the world that I pay their tuitions and their uniforms and books and things like that. One in Zimbabwe and one in the Philippines and one in Mexico and Haiti. Although school closed in Haiti now, it's so bad there. Yeah, the gangs have taken over the country, and so no one sends their kids to school. It's terrible. Yeah. But I did spend a lot of time in Haiti, and we did I was married to a Haitian guy, and we took a lot of stuff over after the earthquake, tents and food and clothing and blankets and everything. In some ways, I've been very blessed. If I can give back, you know, then that's what I want to do. You know, Santa Cruz and I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship. Like, I see all these high-rise things getting built downtown, and it doesn't feel like the Santa Cruz that I fell in love with in 1980. But then I get on a bike and I go down West Cliff again, and I'm like, oh. You know, I have this mantra that I say every time I go down West Cliff. I say, you know, people travel thousands of miles to see this, and I live here. So I never get tired of that. I never take it for granted. And that's something I want to work for, is gratitude. Like not taking Santa Cruz for granted. I see some negative stuff happening over the last whatever, you know, but it's also been up and down. Like we live near London Nelson Park, and there's been times over the years, like back in the 80s, when drug dealers took it over and no one would take their kids there. And, you know, so when people say, oh, it's just getting worse and worse and worse, it's not exactly. And like kind of goes up and down. And like on a gorgeous day today at the Lincoln Block sale with all these wonderful people coming together and recycling stuff and getting bargains and hanging out and having tamales, I'm in love with this town again, you know? So it goes back and forth.